All right. All right, guys. I am not sure if I'm even live or not. Let's see here. We are on YouTube, though. I do know that much. Now, if I made it to Facebook, I am not quite sure. But we are going to be covering REI Mindsets. So I've not done a live stream in a long time. And you're going to have to give me half a second to verify that I've got all this stuff set up correctly. And then we'll get going. Let's see. I cannot tell if I'm live on Facebook. That's really annoying. If anybody sees me on Facebook, aha, that's what we got to do. Now we can go live, I think. Woohoo, we are live. Just so you guys know, I was originally intending to start this at 6:30 and it is now 7:30. So I've been, this is a streaming software I used a long time ago. I haven't used it. So of course it's very updated and very different. And I had to change a million different things. So I'm not quite sure about the quality on Facebook. I am getting a notification that the keyframe rate is too low. So that may come in and make it seem a little framey and not well put together. But I am recording this and it will be in our membership website. So just to cover a couple little things here, we have, I do have an Instagram, Moneymakers Training. I've not really done much with it. I have a TikTok, which I do have some videos on. And then our website is moneymakerstraining.com. That's where I put all our videos and all our content from our meetings, particularly the Landlord Luncheon, which we usually have a lot of people attend that. So tonight, this evening, we are covering REI Mindsets. This is going to be start of a basic beginner series that I'm going to do, just a real basic beginner series on real estate investing. And the first place we want to start is REI Mindsets, mindsets that you need to be successful in real estate investing. And I'm going to cover basically, well, over the past 20 years where I've kind of made mistakes in my mindsets, my beliefs, and where I'm at now. And there's absolutely no guarantee that where I'm at now is going to be completely anywhere where I'll be in 20 years from now. But this is where I'm at, and I only know what I know to where we are. So All right, I am going to pull this up and let's see if we can get going. So let's rock and roll here. I cannot really see the Facebook chats too well. So if you do comment, I'm probably not going to see it, but I'll do my best to try to catch things. YouTube, I should catch those if you want to hop over there. I'm actually not sure which of my YouTube channels it's on. It's either Shane Wilson Real Estate or Moneymakers Training. So either one of those. But let's get going. So a recording of this event will be available inside moneymakerstraining.com. This is our membership website. If you're new to real estate investing, highly advise you to go in there. There's lots of content, lots of information, plus all of our in-person events is recorded in there, and we have a lot of great events, a lot of good content and information. So check it out. And this recording will also be in there as well. So Real Estate Moneymakers, this is sponsored basically by my two companies, Shane Wilson Real Estate. This is my property management company. We're a very niched company. We only look for basically A and B class units. And the thing is, you work directly with me. I'm the principal broker of the company. So because of that, we are a little picky on the properties that we take, and we are going to cap the number of units that we eventually take on. And we're about halfway there. So to be honest, I am going to be winding down my marketing and promotion for property management within the next 6 months, most likely. And what I am going to gear up for is my insurance company, EdgePoint LLC. It's an insurance agency that has a big focus on real estate investors. So I'm a licensed property and casualty insurance agent. My firm's licensed. I actually have life and health as well, but that's not as important to you. And I am a real estate investor. I've been a real estate investor, and I understand your needs as a real estate investor when it comes to rentals, when it comes to flips, when it comes to creative deal structuring. I've worked really hard to get with some carriers and companies that will insure those property types. And of course, we could do normal homeowners liability and all that, life, health. But if you're watching this, you're probably a real estate investor or looking to become a real estate investor. And that is where my focus is going to be, is helping to write insurance for real estate investors. Because in my past, I've had some good agencies, I've had some good agents, but they never kept in contact with me, and they honestly did not understand real estate investing and my needs as a real estate investor. So that's why I started this, and that's that's my promo for that. If you need insurance for real estate investing, hit me up. So disclaimer, I am a real estate broker. I am a licensed insurance agent, but I am not an accountant. I'm not a mortgage broker. I'm not a lawyer, and nothing's going to be taken nothing in this presentation is to be taken in that way. In fact, I do well just to know what I know, and that's been through a lot of mistakes. So who am I? I am Shane Wilson. I graduated University of Georgia with a real estate degree. In the grand scheme of things, that just means that I was prepared to go into the corporate cog and become go into a real estate department of some corporation, such as Racetrack or some other corporation. That's really what the real estate degree prepares you for. I read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I decided that was not the path I was going to take. So I started doing my own thing, fell, stumbled, lost a lot of money. I've lost other people money. And I've also made money. I've also been successful, and I've also done a lot of things. So I've kind of covered the gambit. I've wholesale properties, purchased properties, flipped properties, been a landlord, ran a large property management company. I now run a small property management company, been a real estate agent. I've been a lead of a team of real estate agents. I have my own brokerage. The list goes on, and I'm not going to go any further. Basically, I know what I'm doing to some degree. I will never claim to be a full expert. And if you're really looking to get advice from me, I'm a small scale investor. If you're looking to make 7 figures and above, go find somebody who's doing that. That's not me. My purpose and my goal is to stay small and keep it manageable and easy. And that's what I like. I like my freedom. So what we're covering today is the mindsets that you need to be successful in real estate investing. And if there's any questions afterward, I will go back through the chats, try to catch those and answer any questions you might have. I was doing this as a group meeting, but I decided I think I would just run it as a live stream, as a presentation into our groups, and see how that goes. All right, I have a notification. Give me a second. And let's just check back here. All right. So the first thing I want to start with is what are some common beliefs in real estate investing that, in my opinion, are just kind of wrong. And you see this is sort of the generic, marketing and branding that a lot of people will throw at you when it comes to real estate investing. But I'm going to be honest, I'm going to give you some just simple truths and reality checks. So the first one is real estate is get rich quick, and everyone is cashing in $40,000, $100,000 checks and just rolling around in money like Scrooge McDuck, just diving into your coins. In fact, here's a check, $41,000. It is made out to me way, way back when, I think 2007 or something. The checks are real. Everyone's making money. But the truth is, big checks do not show the expenses, the taxes, and the headaches involved. The taxes are a big thing. If you're doing a flip on a property and you sell it within 1 year, you're paying ordinary income tax. And guess what? $20,000, $40,000 checks, they start to add up, and your tax rate and your tax bracket's going to go higher. So you got to be careful with that. The other thing is expenses. Those big checks at closing, guess what? They usually don't account for the expenses it took to repair the property, to make renovations to the property. So when you see people flashing big checks online on social media or these gurus or whatever, just be careful and realize those numbers have a lot of hidden costs and a lot of hidden variables in them. Sure, there's some home run deals, but if you can aim for singles, doubles, triples, those are just as good. And just be aware that the big checks do not explain everything, because once you get that big check, most of the time you're rolling that money right back around into another project. So a lot of it does not even go into your pocket. My suggestion, and this is what I've learned for myself, doesn't have to be you, is I stopped chasing big checks, and I love cash flow. Whether it's $50 a month, whether it's $100 a month, whether it's $1,000 a month, I want to chase cash flow. So that's why I'm doing my property management business. That's why I've owner financed land. I have a rental property. I have the insurance agency. That's a cash flow business. At this stage in my life, I am chasing cash flow. I am not chasing big checks. The big checks look nice, but they disappear just like that. And that's what I learned for myself. So I chase cash flow that comes in and month out. The other thing is patience. There is no need to be in a rush when it comes to real estate investing. What happens is, if you look around, you look on social media, you see everyone having success around you. You go to these meetings, you hear about all these people doing deals and buying properties. And in your mind starts thinking, wait, I'm a failure. I'm not doing anything. But the truth is, it's a long-term game. If you're brand new, first off, just expect to take 6 months just to figure out what you're doing, to gain some knowledge, and to just get a foundation to even get started. I remember when I first started, I just learned and read everything and learned and read everything, talked to people, asked questions, and about 6 months later, I felt more confident about what I was doing. And to build a long sustaining business, take 3 to 5 years. It's not going to happen within 1 year. You're looking to build a long sustaining business that has a foundation under it. You don't want to be on a foundation of sand, over leverage, and then a storm comes in through a recession or some economic disaster, and your whole house you built is just crushed on the beach. Build your business on a very firm foundation that can withstand any storms that come in the future, economically or whatever. That is a lesson I wish I had known a long time ago. But patience doesn't mean sitting around doing nothing. There's three buckets that you really need to focus on: habits, work ethic, skill sets. If you develop good habits, if you develop habits to train yourself to start looking for deals, habits to make offers, continuously making offers, if you have the work ethic to keep going, even when things are not like cheery and rosy and you don't feel like it, And if you have the skill sets and the knowledge, you put those three things together, and it's very hard for you not to be successful. But those three things take action. They take time and repetition. So if you take time and repetition and you build those three buckets, you will be successful over time. So another mindset, you need a 100 house portfolio and you need to be finding amazing real estate deals every single month. The truth is, what if you just purchase 1 to 2 quality houses, units, or maybe a duplex, a triplex, a quadplex? Well, if you just did that for 5 to 10 years, you put them on a 15-year amortization, where would you be? It is much easier to manage houses, a small number of houses, a small number of units, pay them off over time so your cash flow increases, than it is to manage 100 leverage rentals that are barely cash flowing, that are continuously having problems, that are continuously having needs. It's just a number thing. Once you have 100 units, you have 200 units. I'm a property manager. I know this based on numbers. You get that high, there is continuously something going on with your properties. If your goal in this is freedom, if your goal in this is passive income, you don't want 100 properties, because when you're on vacation, you're going to be getting calls from your property manager because they need to know what to do on a property that has some unexpected emergency happen. If they're a good property manager anyway, they'll communicate with you. So my idea is just buy 1 to 2 good properties a year. And this is for people who are not going to be like gung-ho, full-time, all-in real estate investors. You don't have to do that to build a portfolio of real estate income to have an amazing retirement income. You don't have to. Just buy 1 to 2 properties a year, put it on a 15-year amortization, appreciation, time, rental rates, it'll all go up, and you'll be in a fantastic spot. And you don't have to go full-time to be considered success. That's another thing you'll see. And all the, people watch the flipping shows. People see all the shows on TV. Again, you see all these people who are full-time real estate investors. And honestly, here's the truth. I was just bound and determined that no matter what, I was broke, poor, I was going to do this. And I did it. But the truth is, if I had actually just had a full-time job and had only done this on the side, buying the 1 to 2 properties a year, I would be further along ahead than where I am now. I am significantly far behind than if I just taken a conservative, simple game plan. So, the thing though is, I am a special kind of stupid, and that I would rather work 80 hours a week to avoid a 40-hour job. I like my freedom, and my freedom is I can do what I want, and I enjoy real estate. And if you can develop a good sales, negotiation, and marketing skill set, then you can make this a full-time business. I don't think it should be a full-time business for most people, but certain people are just geared and wired a certain way, such as myself. I can't work for people. I actually remember getting fired from jobs, but I work very, very hard for myself, and I'm very, very determined and relentless when it comes to, just never giving up. So if you want to go full-time in real estate, you can do it. I just highly advise, have your finances in order and understand it's a high-risk path. I've filed bankruptcy. I've lost people money. I've lost money. It's not a simple path. There's wholesalers who, I've heard stories, they were spending $20,000 a month on social media ads. They had a couple bad months. Guess what? They're out of business. So real estate's a high risk business because there's not a lot of cash flow options. Wholesaling is not really a cash flow business. You're getting chunks of money. Being a real estate agent is not a cash flow business. You're getting chunks of money. There's not a whole lot of cash flow options when it comes to real estate. You could do you could do rental property, you could do property management, master leases, you could do owner financing and get notes. But overall, the number of cash flow ways to make money in real estate is not that great, particularly without taking leverage. So Just something to consider. Another misconception. Real estate investing is about real estate. It's not. It's about people. This is a people business. And when it comes to a people business, you need to have some knowledge of sales, marketing, negotiation, and developing win-win solutions. It's about solving people's real estate problems. You get good real estate deals because you find a motivated seller who has a real estate problem. You solve that real estate problem that is win-win for you and solves their need, which is a win for them. The other misconception, we got plenty of them, so we're just going to keep going. Finding deals is complicated. The truth is, finding deals is just based on the number of offers you make. If you're telling me you cannot find deals, it's because you're not making any offers on real estate. The number of deals you make is correlated 100% to the number of offers you're making to motivated sellers. So if you make more offers, you make an offer to a motivated seller, eventually you're going to get a deal. If you're just sitting around learning, wondering how to get deals, and you don't take action and never make a single offer, you will fail. It's that simple. You need money to make money. So to get started in real estate investing, you don't have to have money to make money. You have to have the skill set to find a good deal. If you have the network, you can find the deals. If you know local investors and you find a really good deal, I assure you, you have no issues that if there's enough margin and the numbers work, you'll find an investor who will gobble and buy that deal up, and you can collect an assignment fee in between. That's the simplest path if you're brand new to start learning about real estate investing is go find deals. Now, when I say go find deals, you need to treat sellers fairly and let sellers know what you're doing. But go find deals, run it by investors, and see if it's a deal or not. Never leave a seller hanging on the hook. You want to know if it's a deal or not very quickly, but you don't need money to make money in real estate investing. Second option, you find a really good deal. You find a partner to fund that deal and you split it as a partnership. Third option, you find a really good deal. You go borrow and leverage it to purchase that deal. You don't necessarily need money to make money. There's plenty of ways to make money in real estate investing. Real estate is passive income that you'll end up at the beach just sipping drinks and enjoying life. I'm here at the beach. This is me. Life is good. Okay, there are elements to that, right? You always want to be able to take vacation. You want to be able to enjoy yourself. But real estate is hard work. You're going to have to put in the time. You're going to put in effort. You're going to put in the sweat. And you're going to be willing to fall on your face and make mistakes. Even with the rental portfolio and a property manager, you're going to need to make decisions. You're going to deal with issues, deal with monetary decisions related to your properties. Bottom line, the more properties, the more headaches. But real estate is just not that passive. It is to a degree, but compared to, say, dividends of a stock, it's not. It does require work. It does require effort, and it requires you to know what you're doing to be able to make the proper decisions, to best utilize your asset. So we went through all of the common misconceptions. I'm going to share basically my 2 top mindsets and beliefs that I believe are most helpful. Number 1, understanding your why. Is it strong enough to make the idea of real estate investing a reality for you? Do you have a strong enough why? Why are you doing this? Why do you want to be a real estate investor? Why do you want to be in real estate? You need to fundamentally understand what your target goal is and where you're going and why. Are you looking for, some sort of financial freedom down the road here? Are you looking for just a challenging and engaging career path, such as real estate, to, challenge you? what is your why? And is it strong enough? It's not strong enough for most people. Most people like the idea of real estate, but they don't have a strong enough why to actually move forward with it. So I want to ask you, what is your why? For me, it wasn't a search for happiness. It was initially when I was younger. I did have this bright idea of, oh, I'm going to have all this stuff. And the beach thing, I actually had that in my head too. But now that I'm older and I have more experience, I just enjoy the ability to have my freedom and to determine my life how I want it to be. And happiness is really a non-productive state if you think about it. When you're super happy, how much are you really accomplishing? Most people accomplish when they're in a driven state, not a happiness state. Happiness is sort of a blissed out, I'm not doing anything state. So for me, it was designing my life on my own terms. You know, I had to make a lot of mistakes. I had to fail a lot. And I have both wins and losses, but they're all on my own terms. Like going back on my life, my business and my ups and downs, it has all been on my own terms. And that is what ultimately is most important to me where I'm at now, is that win, lose, or whatever, I did it my way and it wasn't always the right way. And I've learned from those mistakes. And going forward, I hope to be much more productive and make better decisions, obviously, but it's just a matter of it's on my own terms. And that, I believe, is what's the most important value to me as far as my real estate business. Number 2, I embrace the mindset of relentlessness. Being relentless is the quality almost all successful people have. And relentless just means you don't stop. You just don't stop. You can feel negative. You could be in the worst mood ever, but you're still relentless. You still keep going. You can have setbacks, but you don't care. You just keep going. Basically, you want to be the honey badger. You don't care. You just keep going and keep doing your thing. It is very difficult to fail in something if you just keep going, if you're relentless. So if you think about relentless, imagine being relentless right now and how at a time in your life, maybe you just had that motivation and that drive, and compare that to, say, I want to do this, or positivity or something like that. There's a driver state in relentlessness as opposed to thinking, oh, I'll do that. No, I'm relentless. I'm going to do this. Are you relentless? Are you willing to go after your goals, go after your dreams, and bring them into reality? One of the key traits I think you should work on as well is empathy, understanding other people's viewpoints. If you're going to be a deal maker, you need to understand the seller that you're talking to that's across the table from you, and understand where they're coming from, what their viewpoints are, and how you can negotiate and make a deal with them. And empathy is just a part of that. So the more empathetic you are as far as just understanding the other person's viewpoint, Stephen Covey's the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, one of my top recommendations for books, is a good one to kind of start to figure out this viewpoint. But understanding what's going on in the seller's world so you can negotiate a deal that gets them what they need and also works for you, that's very important. So let's go over a few truth abouts. Let's talk about the truth about confidence. When you start this business, if you are brand new, you're not going to be confident because confidence is gained from repetition. So the more you do something, your brain goes, aha, we can do this. We're confident because we've done this before. You know, we reach back into the filing cabinet in our brains like, hey, have we ever done this? Yeah, we have. All right, we're confident. That comes from repetition and actually getting out and doing stuff. If you don't go out and actually make offers and don't go out and make things happen, you're not going to gain confidence. And many people let fear and the lack of confidence keep them from ever even getting started. So let's talk about the secret, the law of attraction. Can you just manifest a Ferrari? Can you just manifest your parking space? Here's my take on it. You have to have the mindset of what's going to happen, but that driver of being relentless will make it happen. So if you have a mindset that, okay, this is my life, this is what I want, I believe it's going to happen, and I'm going to take those steps to make it happen. When you combine that together, that's when the law of attraction actually works for you. It's a real world thing when you combine action with the openness and belief that it will happen, because what happens is your mind opens up and it'll start sorting to see the avenues and the lanes that will help you get to where you want to go. And that is essentially the law of attraction in the real world. Some things to avoid at all costs. Victim mentality. Blaming goes nowhere, and that also goes for blaming yourself. I actually blamed myself for a lot of things over the years. If you're a legitimate victim, it happens, but it doesn't matter. Focus on the actions that you can take and what you can control. And viewing others as the enemy is not the solution. I do not view my competition as competition. When I was younger, I remember the first REIAs I went to, I was just like, why are they teaching all this information? And in today's world, you can go to YouTube and all the information is out there. Information is everywhere. Information does not stop you. We all have it. And just because everyone knows or can access the information, they are not your enemy. Competitors are not your enemy. Sure, competing is one thing, right? But there's enough for everybody. And I truly believe that. There are boatloads of property management companies in Chattanooga. I don't even care what they're doing. And I love the people who actually come to our events. And I love talking to the other property managers in the area. And I'll even support and promote them. It does not matter to me. I know what my goals are. I know what my focus is. And I know if I take the actions and steps that I want to take, I will get there. So don't view others as the enemy. When you can view others as collaborative and working together, again, your mind's going to open up and you're going to see more lanes to make money with. So those are two mindsets to really avoid. So just some final thoughts as we wrap up. Don't overcomplicate this business. People overcomplicate real estate investing, and it's not that complicated. Figure out a game plan that works for you. In the upcoming videos in the series, we're going to get into more and more detail about developing a game plan. But the main thing is you got to go make offers. That's your first step. Bottom line to everything. You need to be able to see reality. The market does not lie. The market is the market. The market will always tell you the truth. You cannot fight the market. You cannot outsmart the market. You need to just understand market cycles and make them your friend and surf them to survive. You just want to learn how to surf them. I've been through basically one whole market cycle, and each phase has been entirely different and eye-opening. And you want to keep it about real estate investing and not your ego. The ego will lead you to make poor decisions, and poor decisions that can lose you and others money. Being humble kind of keeps your mind open and keeps you learning. At least it does for me. So that is the presentation. Basically, that's what I've learned over my 20 years or so in this business. And I am going to wrap this up. I don't believe we have any real questions that I can see in the chats. So I'm going to wrap this up. I will post this into our membership website. And for anyone that watches this, I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you soon at one of our next events.